Let me find out from you, madam. In this very difficult moment, I mean, we know women's football lacks investment and funding, but how has this affected the various clubs, the various owners who invest in the game? How has this affected them financially?
It has affected them severely. I'm speaking to quite a number of the owners and the managers, as well as even some of the coaches, as well as the club reps. You know that some of these clubs have clubhouses for the ladies. Some during the lockdown period or the quarantine period left the clubhouses to go home, but some actually stayed. The clubs preferred that some stayed so that they could obviously monitor them well, ensure that they stay fit. So even during these times where we are not playing the game, you can expect that the club owners are still dishing out money to feed these girls, to buy water, buy gas, and the likes, things that are essentials when taking care of someone in an apartment or in a clubhouse. So a lot of money is going into it. You and I know that when it comes to women's football, that these ladies are not paid that much, but the clubs have decided to still continue to pay, even if some have decided to slash down. So it's had an effect on the pockets of the bankrollers. Before the pandemic also hits, even for Division 1 or the regional league for the women, I know that it was just a week for that to start. And so even speaking to some of the owners who have clubs there, like Ideal Ladies, Ridge Ladies, you realize that they had paid for stuff like pitches. Some paid as much as $350 to train on AstroTurf pitches. Some had paid for coaches to train their girls, all in preparation for the start of their league. I'm talking about the first division for the women. And then boom, the pandemic comes. So these are monies that have been lost. Also, monies were paid to clubs because there was the ongoing player registration as well. So there were conversations with clubs to buy players. All that obviously came to a halt when the president announced that everything should stop. So that has also, even if monies were exchanged or if there were agreements to buy players from other clubs, that has also halted, and monies that were exchanged you cannot go back for those monies. When football returns, they have to start the process all over again. In terms of even the girls staying fit at home, the beginning of the lockdown, the clubs, the owners tell me that the girls would send them videos of their exercise regime at home, the little they could do in their various rooms. This is for those who are not in camp or in these clubhouses, to let them know that they were staying fit. Unfortunately, after a week or two, these girls started to complain about lack of data. So they would ask for data. They would pay, they would give them, but it gets to a point where obviously the bankrollers and the owners also get cash trapped. And even if they pay, the question now becomes the money that is being given to the girls, do they then even use it for what they claim to be using them for? And as women, we have other needs. And so they ask for money for various things. Some of these club owners are paying for school fees, paying for some parents to even take care of the girls at home. So it's had a diverse effect on the Premier League and even the Division 1 for the women.
Graham, if you can hear me, the next question should come from you. Okay. When Graham said we would get him to join us. But Madam Hilary, let me come to you before we start off from the men. They say the devil finds work for the idle hands. But any kwambe sooner in my way Have they been engaged in any vices? About when him say, "Am I going to be in the
In terms of vices, yeah, it's tough to say. I think it's like I said earlier, because we do not live with these girls, or the club owners are not privy to what these girls are doing in their various houses, they will tend to believe what they tell them. And so if they tell them that they are staying fit, the only proof may be in a WhatsApp video or whatever. And so for now, it's all about what the girls are saying versus what is really happening. I granted an interview on a fellow radio station where I talked about one of the single up and coming ladies, not married, that I'd heard, that had gotten pregnant during this lockdown. And as you are aware, unfortunately, I was misquoted, and yesterday I trended all over social media platforms. It's the audios are there for everyone who cares to listen to what I said, to listen to it. It was a specific advice I was giving to the ladies just to remain focused. Of course, there are women who play football who are married. And so for that married woman, if she falls pregnant, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We were talking about the SS leavers, or the SS, after JSS girl who has decided to play football, who had been put in a family way, and even the club owner was so distressed about it. And I was just using that, pinpointing that to say that, they should just continue to remain focused during this lockdown, whilst we wait for our game to return. So it was just an advice. But to answer your question, I really can't speak for the girls, because currently we don't live with them and we don't know what they do. We can only hope that they are staying fit as is expected of them. I've seen some videos where some of the girls are doing pretty well at home and staying fit. So we just have to hope and pray that they continue on that trajectory.
Energy